Welcome to another session of Torah Nuggets, Parashat Shelach Lecha. This lesson is dedicated to the Ilun Nishmat of Chaim ben Frida. The name change of Hoshea ben Nun to Yehoshua ben Nun has a very interesting story. As the 12 spies are headed to Israel, Moshe Rabbeinu pulls Hoshea ben Nun to the side and tells him, I'm going to give you a name change. I'm going to add a U to your name. As it says in the Talmud Bavli, Masechet Sotan, the 34th page on the second side, Ya Yoshiacha Ma'atzat Meraglim. That Hashem should protect you from what the spies are going to be doing in the future. You should be protected. You should have a special protection. Now, that is one explanation. Another explanation that he's called Yehoshua ben Nun because his father's name was Nun, meaning that Midrash brings that his father had a big scar on the back of his back in the shape of a Nun, and he was famously known to be Nun, Hoshea ben Nun. He was the son of Nun. There's another explanation that says that Moshe Rabbeinu was known to reach the 49th level of Binah. He reached the 50th level at the time that he went to the heavens. He's the one that hit Sha'ar Nun. And since Yehoshua was his student, Yehoshua ben Nun, that he was able to draw from the wisdom of the Sha'ar Nun through Moshe Rabbeinu. The word bin Nun comes from the word Binah. So he had some sort of an access to that level of understanding through his teacher, through his rabbi, Moshe Rabbeinu. There's another explanation that there's a Midrash actually that says that Yehoshua ben Nun's parents were having a hard time conceiving. And his father one day had a dream, and he had a dream that he was going to have a son, and that son was going to kill him. And wouldn't you know it, his parents got pregnant, his mother gave birth, and they were very worried about that dream. But at the same time, they couldn't get rid of their son, they couldn't kill their son, Chaz v'Shalom. So what did they do? The Midrash says that they actually put Yehoshua inside of a basket, just like Moshe Rabbeinu, and they put him on the river. While in that river, a big fish came and swallowed the basket. That fish was fished out of the river and cooked, and was brought on the table of Paro. And when they cut into the fish, who did they see inside? Baby Yehoshua. He was taken by Paro. He was raised by Paro in the castle, and eventually he became the tabach, the head chef or the head cook, which, by the way, had a double role to it in Egypt. That you also are the one that is in charge of the hanging. One day, Yehoshua ben Nun's father did something that was not to the liking of Paro, and he was sentenced to hanging. And who hung him? Yehoshua, his son himself. The dream came true. And one of the rules that they had is when somebody gets hung, his family gets transferred to the tabach. So all of a sudden, who comes over? Yehoshua comes to his mother. And the Midrash says, you can see it brought in very nicely in detail in Sifri, as well as in Me'am Loez. It brings it over there, and it says over there that Yehoshua ben Nun was trying to have relations with his mother, not knowing that she was his mother, and she started to produce milk and fill up the entire room with milk, and she put two and two together and said, "Stop, you are my son." And she told him the story, she told him the dream, and he did a very big teshuvah. So why is he called Yehoshua ben Nun? Because the word Nun in Aramaic is fish. And he is Yehoshua ben Nun, the one that was swallowed by the fish. That's one Midrash of why he has that name. There's an additional Midrash that talks about Hoshea ben Nun role was to go to the land of Israel and later on succeed Moshe Rabbeinu. And the Jewish nation is a tough bunch. And you need a certain strong character in order to, one, handle the nation, and two, to conquer the land. And at that time, Moshe Rabbeinu knew that he needed an upgrade in his character, an upgrade in his attributes. And Moshe Rabbeinu was able to take the Yud from the name of Sarai and put it into Yehoshua. Where do we see that? We see that Sarai had a name change. That Yud was taken out of her name and split into two. Yud has a numerical value of 10. Was split into two Heys. One Hey went to Sarah, and the other Hey went to Avraham. And that's why Sarai became Sarah, and Avram became Avraham. Furthermore, it says in the Midrash that in Bereshit Rabbah it brings that this Yud was in the Shamayim, and it said, what did I do wrong? I'll read it. It says, what did I do wrong? I used to be in the Torah, now I'm left out. What did I do to deserve this? אמר לה הקדוש ברוך הוא, עד עכשיו היית בשרה והיית בסוף תיבה. He says, up until now, you were in the name of Sarai, and you were the last letter in her name. אחייך שאני נותנך בראש תיבה, שנאמר ויקרא משה להושע בן נון יהושע. And now I'm going to put you in the beginning of a person's name, and now you're going to be in the first letter of the name Yehoshua. Moshe Rabbeinu knew that Yehoshua needed the toughness of Sarai. We know that Sarah kicked out Ishmael. She's the one that didn't want to let the Ishmael to inherit the land or inherit Avraham Avinu, and she had a tough character. Moshe knew that he needed the toughness of Sarah to conquer the land, to kick those people out of the land, as well as to handle the Jewish people. So we see that Hoshea ben Nun became Yehoshua ben Nun. But there's additional add-on over here. We know that in order to say Yehoshua, beneath the Yud, you need to have a Shva, two dots. And just like there's no one extra letter in the Torah, even the nikud, even the dots that we use for the vocalization of the words are not extra. Since the Yud needed a Shva, we went to the word Ben, Hoshea ben Nun. And underneath the Bet, there's a segol, 3 dots. And we took 2 from there in order to satisfy the Yud to make it Yehoshua. Now, the Ben that had the segol, had 3, is now left with 1 chirik. And now that's why you read it, his new name is not Hoshea ben Nun, but rather Yehoshua bin Nun, because of the Shva under the Yud and the Chirik under the Bet. And that's why his name is Yehoshua bin Nun. Shabbat Shalom U'Mevorach.